We have a poll now, thanks to the media. 74% of Democrats and people who lean Democrat would consider voting for Ocasio Cortez if she were old enough to be president. That is 35. She's 29. This is a media creation. Now let's go on to cut 7, Mr. Producer. Go.
I hate to personalize this, but do you think it is moral for individuals to, for instance, do we live in a moral world that allows for billionaires? Is that a moral outcome?
Now, let's stop. So now you see the socialist communist position, a.k.a. the progressive position, is the moral one. And if you don't embrace it, you're immoral. So if you believe in capitalism, wealth creation, which leads to job creation and so forth, it does every time. Well, Mark, what about people who inherit money? What do you think they do with that money? Burn it? Put it in their mattress? Let's say they leave it in bonds and stocks or they put it in a bank account. What happens to that money? Anybody know? Other people use it. Maybe they borrow the money. Maybe other companies use it to expand. It doesn't just sit there. Money's like water. It doesn't just sit there. It's put to some use. Unless you stick it in your closet or something like that. Money creates money. Doesn't mean for every person, but it means for the economy generally. So now the question is, ladies and gentlemen, is it moral to be a capitalist? Is it moral to be successful? Is it moral to create wealth for yourself and other people? Is it moral to be an incredibly successful entrepreneur? Is it moral? You see, because after all, those of you who don't agree with them, you're racists, you're homophobes, and you're immoral. Go ahead.
It's not. It's not. And it's not. And I think it's important to say that I don't think that necessarily means that all billionaires are immoral.
Well, wait a minute. Wait. Immorality has nothing to do with earning money, saving money, so forth. And immorality has to do with doing something, to use a word to define a word, immoral. These people who don't want the Ten Commandments anywhere are now telling us that their ideology is morality, and if you don't embrace it, you're immoral. Go ahead.
To say that someone like Bill Gates, for example, or Warren Buffett are immoral people, I do not believe that. But I believe
that he kicks his dog.
Right? Yeah, I'm not saying that, but I do think a system that allows billionaires to exist when there are parts of Alabama where people are still getting ringworm because they don't have access to public health is wrong.
Oh, I see. Now, ladies and gentlemen, is anybody stopping the government from borrowing money? Is anybody stopping the government from spending money? The tax rates don't even equate with government spending. We're running nearly $1 trillion a year deficit, adding to a $22 trillion fiscal operating debt, adding to a $250 trillion unfunded liability problem. Is there a spending problem? Is there a borrowing problem? Am I missing something? So if we eliminate all billionaires, we eliminate all their wealth, that doesn't mean the person with ringworm in Alabama, a little stereotypical, don't you think, won't have ringworm in Alabama. They may still have ringworm in Alabama, or Queens, or Brooklyn, or the Bronx, or Manhattan, or Long Island, or Staten Island, or anywhere. One has nothing to do with the other. Indeed, the billionaires who created Walmart make it possible for somebody to go into Walmart where they can get right off the shelf a cure for ringworm at a very low price. Or to go on Amazon, another billionaire, and have it delivered to their home. Or they can get in their car, invented by other billionaires, and drive to a public health facility to address their ringworm problem. All kinds of billionaires have created all kinds of stuff. There's somebody, by the way, in this country with a ringworm problem that can't get help by walking into an emergency room. And every single pharmaceutical company has a special program for poor people, every one of them, where they can get free medicine if they can demonstrate that, in fact, they're as poor as they say they are. So they create this picture of this super wealthy society and this destitute society. And the answer, of course, is to destroy success, destroy private property rights, destroy capitalism, just more government. That's the answer. Tell me, in the bluest of blue states, do people have ringworm? I guess they do. They have a big homeless problem in New York City, and you're paying taxes through the wazoo. I'll be right back.
Mark Levin.